This summer, whatever you're watching, baseball, golf, soccer, racing, DraftKings has you covered for every single moment of it. The DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states, bringing the game straight to your fingertips wherever you are. From Florida to Texas to California, you're in on the excitement at the speed of sports. Follow every buzzer beater, every walk-off, every photo finish. Sweat the moments that matter in real time with a seamless experience built for the biggest season of the year. No matter where you're watching, you're always connected and in the game with one app. New DraftKings customers, sign up with code SCOUT. Spend $5 to get 150 in rewards within 14 days. Includes all markets. That's code SCOUT in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms at dkng.co/predictions promo.
You say I talk too much, say I ask the wrong things, but if the truth feels weird, then I'm pulling that string. So quote me, it's probably nothing, just asking questions, yeah, that's my thing. Laughing through chaos, digging through lies, if it makes you uncomfortable, I'm doing it right. So quote me, it's probably nothing, say it too loud, now it's stuck in your head. If this all goes wrong, just remember I said it's probably nothing.
Hi, welcome back to Don't Quote Me, It's Probably Nothing, the podcast where I get high and talk about weird stuff. And I'm so excited to be back. I don't know why I said that way. I just don't. I'm super high, as usual. And I just have to tell, do you like my Louis mug? It's so cute. It makes coffee taste delicious, by the way. Anyway, I have to tell you, in true Kelly fashion, I recorded half of this episode and my mic was turned off. I had no sound whatsoever. And it sucks because I had so many funny things that I told you in my last recording, but I guess you just can't hear them, which is probably better because I went on tons of babbles. You would have been like, turning you off. Also, Clarabelle is snoring. Per usual. Also, I know it's been like 3 weeks, maybe more, since I recorded an episode. And so the episode that I recorded was actually about how on August 12th, the Earth was supposed to lose gravity for like 7 whole seconds and stuff. So it was that, and I hated every minute of it. And I deleted it, and then I crawled into a hole for like 3 or 4 weeks, and now I'm back. I mean, I didn't stay in that hole, though. It's just, I crawled into a podcast hole. I didn't want to like do podcast stuff because I didn't like the episode I did. So yeah. So what I haven't done in a while is I haven't done a True Crime Tuesday. And while you're listening to this or watching this, because I have this on video, which, do you like my background? This is what my podcast room is going to look like eventually whenever I get around to doing it. Also parted my hair and all my gray hairs. There's a lot right in there. A lot. Anyway, I have to cut my hair, so it's a little wild at the moment. But yeah, today's Tuesday. And that means it's True Crime Tuesday, so I get to tell you about weird true crime stuff of people being weird. So yeah, let's talk about weird true crime stuff. Let's talk about it. So the first case has to do with some guy from Delaware. And lucky for you, I live in Delaware. Not that that means anything. Delaware is a boring state, I feel like. I'm used to like hearing like police sirens and all that stuff from like where we moved from because it was so busy. But anyway, yeah. So sorry for not doing a podcast in a long time. And let's talk about true crime stuff. And we'll just pretend I never took a break. Also, my apologies for moving my hands all the time. I talk with my hands. And it's hard not to. I thought my fingers were going to crack, but they didn't. Anyway, so let's talk about John Finch. Also, John Finch, if you're out there listening to this, hello, fellow Delawarean. And also, maybe don't do what you did. Okay, so in January of 20, I wanted to say 20,011 is what I wanted to say. Because, again, my brain's not functioning the way it should at the moment. Do you know people, there's some people out there who think I'm a little dumb, and it makes me chuckle. Because, like, my not high brain isn't really that dumb. Even though my husband will probably tell you otherwise. Anyway, so let's talk about this John Finch guy. So this guy, John Finch, in January of 2011, so he broke into this house of this lady. She was 81. She wasn't living there at the time, but like she owned the house. And he broke in through the back window. And he didn't just enter the house and leave. Like he didn't like steal anything because he stole something from this house before previously. Anyway, I'll get to that part. So he was inside and he drank 3 bottles of gin and 2 bottles of whiskey, which the whole bottle is wild. First of all, I wouldn't even be functioning after a half of a sip. So I don't know how this guy's moving about with all that alcohol, but he was, and then got stuck, rightfully so. So he couldn't leave the house because the doors had like those deadbolt things where you have to put like the key in and turn it. And obviously he didn't have the key to unlock them, and he was too drunk to climb out the window that he came in from, which I don't know what the window looked like, but I'm assuming it was like high up and like one of these things, you know, and he really had to squeeze through it. That's what I'm picturing. Don't know if that's the actual window. It could have just been a regular lifty window. Speaking of windows, did you guys ever see the video of the ladies? I think they were over in the UK and they went to climb in the windows. The lady had like a tube top dress on and she went to climb through the top window because it was locked, and she fell and her boobies were like pressed up against the glass. Oh man. But you should Google that video, or you can probably find it on TikTok. Obviously it's blurred out the part where you see your little titties, but yeah, that felt spicy on my tongue to say, by the way. A lot spicy. Also, if you're watching on video, I took all my face piercings out. So I look super duper weird. But anyway, so this guy, he couldn't get out of the window. So he called the cops and he was like, "Hey, what's up, my dudes? I'm kind of stuck in this house and I need to get out. So can you help me?" So they go and they're like, "Hey, we remember you because you burglarized the same house before a year ago." And like that time when he did it, he stole jewelry and left fingerprints at the scene and stuff like that. But they couldn't find him during that time because he was homeless and they didn't know where to go because he didn't go to the house that they had on file for him, you know, like he didn't live there. So they couldn't go there. I mean, I'm sure they went there and that's how they found out he was homeless. But anyway, they ended up issuing a warrant from that incident. So they arrested him as soon as they got him out of the house. But after they arrested him, they took him to a hospital to kind of like sober up. Man, my brain never wants to work properly. Sorry, I'm just adjusting myself in this seat. I need to get a new computer chair. I want one where like the ones you can sit crisscross applesauce on because they're nice and probably really comfortable. But also I have arthritis in my knees and I can't sit crisscross applesauce too long because my knees hurt. You should hear me when I get up off the couch, just like clickety clack. Speaking of clickety clack, there's this video going around on Instagram. I will share it on something like on my Facebook page, or I probably reposted it on, if I can find it on TikTok, I'll repost it. But it's on Instagram too that I reposted. But anyway, it's this little old lady and they're from Eddystone, and that just makes it even funnier because it's like near where I grew up. And this little old lady's coming down one of those stair chair things for like where you sit in it, you push the button and it brings you down the steps. She's sitting in that and she has a gun in her hand and she's sitting there and she points it. She's like, "Bang, bang, bang, bang." And they were like, "How do you even know how to use a gun?" She's like, "I used to click it. And then like the video like pans out and like there's a relative just like crawling on the ground. But it's so funny. You know what? I think I can show it to you on this video. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to try it. And then like you can hear the audio, but it's not going to be that great. But you can go see it for yourself because it's even funny. But hold on, let me see if I can do this. Now, when you're looking for shit for your little
What?
I can bang, 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 bang.
Whoa, don't point that at me. Jesus Christ.
It's a gun I had. I used to be able to move it, but I think it's online.
Maybe it's stuck with a bullet in it.
Right? Well, get your finger off
How
the
the hell do
trigger.
you know?
Because years ago I used to click it.
Well, how do you know the kids didn't find it? Put a bullet in it.
Jesus. Yeah, Barb, stay down.
Cover.
Mom, put it.
So funny. And I hope you enjoyed that because I was cracking up when I saw it. And all this time of me not even realize I was recording myself for like 5 whole minutes. I don't even remember why I showed you that video or what I was talking about. There's another one I'm going to be talking about. And this one was in Maryland, so like not too far. And this actually happened pretty recent. And it was on July 13th of 2026. Sorry, my bangs keep going in my eyes because I need to cut them. Sorry for that. Anyway, so this happened on July of this year. Oh man. You ever see the video? What was that video? So I watch a bunch of conspiracy TikTok things, and there's things on there where it's like, Beyonce is a robot. And we all know I don't really like Beyonce that much, but there was a video where it's like, look, she's a robot or reptilian or whatever. And like her eye, was it? No, it was Katy Perry. It was Katy Perry. And her eye was going droopy and she's going like this, like tapping her temple, and then it fixed. That's what I just felt like, by the way. But maybe she had an eyelash in her eye or hair in her eye or something. Or she just needed to reboot. But anyway, I again forget why I was telling you that. But so this happened in Maryland on July 13th of 2026 and is about a kitten named Magnolia. And I bet you that kitten was super duper 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 cute. But anyway, Magnolia was like 3 to 3.5 months old, and she was a black and white little tuxedo kitten, and she was being cared for by this rescue organization called Beltsville Community Cats. And at the time, she was staying in like the adoption area of like this Pet Supplies Plus in Beltsville, which is in Maryland. And according to the rescue organization, there was a man who'd been coming like into the store for like 2 weeks and like had showed a particular interest in the cat. And on July 13th, surveillance footage reportedly showed a man wearing like this light colored shirt and like a black beanie enter the store. Okay. And he knew where the key to Magnolia's enclosure was kept because he must have been watching. So he took the key and he opened her enclosure and he took her and then he ran out of the store with her. And let me tell you, if anyone's going to steal a cat, it's going to be me. And that sounds like the best plan ever. But if I was running out of the store like holding a cat, I would be smothering it with kisses. I want to show you one of my cats, but I have to tell you the rest of the story first before I forget about the entire thing. So he takes the cat and he runs out of the store, and then he goes to PNC Bank and goes into the bank like holding her still. And he goes up to the employee or manager or whatever, and he hands them the kitten. He said, "Can you hold her, please?" I mean, I don't think he said please. Me personally, I would, but maybe he didn't. He could have just been like, "Take the cat." And so after they took the cat, he then hands them a note demanding money. And the note, it said something like, "Give me all the cash," you know? And so it was unsuccessful, this robbery, obviously, because the police, and it was in Prince George's County, by the way, but the police, they go to the bank and they arrest him. But the cat was unharmed, which is lovely because I would have been pissed. I probably wouldn't even read the story if the cat was harmed because cats are so cute, you know? They're adorable. I just love all animals. I think all animals are cute. Even the mean ones, like animals who are mean, like they're just misunderstood for real. Sharks, misunderstood. Alligators, misunderstood. They're so sweet. They're probably so cute. They just want little pets in between their eyeballs, you know? The sharks want little nose boops. They're probably fine. Also, I want to show you my cat. One of them. Maybe a few of them. I'll be right back. This time I'm actually going to turn the video off though. Hold on. I have my cat. One of them. Sorry for my heavy breathing. If you're wondering why I'm out of breath, it's because I literally just carried him up the steps and he's like 26 pounds. He's a fat baby. Say hi, Wild. I love him. He's so fat. When he goes to like jump up on something, he literally goes, meh. We were only supposed to get one, but I got three cats. I took them all. Okay, I'm still trying to catch my breath a little bit from carrying Rocco up the steps. Also, I have cat hair stuck to my lips. So this next case also happened in Maryland, also kind of recent. So this was in Elliott City, Maryland, and it was on June 25th of 2026. And Man, I'm still trying to catch my breath. So police were investigating a burglary at this Verizon store. It happened at like 5:45 in the morning, which I didn't even know they were even open at that time. They weren't because this guy broke a window to get into the store. And the police found like blood on the broken window. And there was footage, like surveillance footage. And it showed someone inside the store just like ransacking the place. So the guy who did it, okay, he was 29. Oh, hold on, I think I'm sitting too close. Also, I'm in my PJs, which has spaghetti sauce all over it because I always spill like spaghetti sauce and stuff on white shirts, which is why like whenever we go out somewhere, like if Jim takes me to dinner, sometimes I want to wear a white shirt and I can't because food is going on it. No matter what. I can try to not spill food on myself, but it's not going to happen because it's always the very last bite just plops off the fork right onto my shirt every single time. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. It just happens. I think it's something I inherited from my great-grandmother. But anyway, so this guy was caught on surveillance footage, just ransacking the Verizon store. Okay. And then he finds police near this 7-Eleven and he goes up to them and reports that his truck was stolen. And he told them it was stolen while he was at McDonald's. But then they noticed he had blood on like his shirt and his hand and his glasses because he was wearing eyeglasses. And they were like, hey, are you the guy who just like robbed this store, you know? And he was like, no, not me. But obviously it turns out it was because they compared him to the surveillance footage. And it was him. They caught him just like that, you know? Also, you know, before I talk about this next case, I just want to say, this one's from Florida, by the way. But I just want to say that my bad. And I'm sorry for how this is going to turn out because it's been a while since I've done a True Crime Tuesday. And I'm really not feeling the cases I'm talking about at the moment. But it's fine. I'm going to continue. And I'm going to talk about something really cool for this week, this like weekend, end of the weekend. You know, I think I might go back to Sundays, like Tuesdays and Sundays like before, because that was fun. But yeah, I'm going to pause this real quick and take a hit of my bowl or two to finish out this episode. And also, I hope I did a good job so far because I really don't remember much of it. I can remember if I really sit here and think. My brain doesn't want to think backwards at the moment. My brain keeps going forward. And I think that's why I'm having a hard time talking about this stuff a little bit. Okay, hold on. I'll BRB because I don't think I can smoke on video. One, it's inappropriate and not nice, you know? And yeah, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if that's going to show me staring at the screen, but I was staring for a few minutes. Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys something. I forget what it is, though. Something about something. It was supposed to be about something. I don't know. It'll come to me probably like 4 days from now. Anyway, so this last case is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And it happened also recently on August 1st of this year at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. And the person who was arrested, his name was Samuel Prescott Lackey, which I could have possibly talked about this before because that name does sound familiar. And he's 32 years old. Maybe not because this just happened August 1st of this year. So I didn't talk about him, but you know what? Maybe he did something else. I'm sure there's tons of criminals with the last name Lackey. So forget anything and everything that I just said. So according to reports, he entered the restricted area of the airport by climbing an 8-foot barbed wire fence. And surveillance footage showed him like walking along an airport service road. And then he like allegedly entered a maintenance hangar. And inside the hangar was a JetBlue aircraft that had been parked overnight for maintenance. So he allegedly boarded the aircraft using like portable stairs or whatever. And then I don't know why I did this motion. So he goes inside the aircraft and he's in there overnight. And he falls asleep, obviously, but fell asleep in the bathroom. And the bathroom's not a place to fall asleep. It's so uncomfortable. It's small. It makes that weird noise when you're flying in the air. And you always feel like you're going to be sucked through the toilet, you know? So like I don't even like to fly. I have to take a lot of Ativan to get on a flight. 2, if I have to go to the bathroom, I try my best to hold it in because no, I'm not being sucked down a toilet while I'm in the middle of the air over the ocean, you know? Anyway, so he fell asleep in one of them. And in the morning, the employees came on the plane and were doing like the inspection of aircraft that they have to do all the time. And they found him, which probably scared them, because if I opened the toilet, like the bathroom door, and I saw somebody laying there, I'd probably crap my pants or like let out a really weird scream. I can't scream loud. I used to scream loud when I was younger. And like, you know how girls have that high pitched scream? Mine just won't do it. And then now, like, I try to yell and nothing. My voice doesn't go much higher than this. If you call my daughter, her voicemail, it's just me going, sorry, I just thought of something funny. Her voicemail is me going, like that's literally her voicemail. And in high school, her high school softball coach called her and was trying to leave a voicemail. And that was the voicemail. It still is. And he didn't realize it was the voicemail, obviously. And he ended up leaving a message, and he was just, it was like quiet because he was driving. And then you just hear, what the heck was that? I think about that often, actually. I don't think he ever figured out what it was. But yeah, speaking of voicemails, I have to tell you about my pup-up. So I was at my pup-up's house, and he had to call his doctor for something. And he wanted to confirm his like appointment time or whatever, because we couldn't find the paperwork anywhere. And so he calls them, and everything's like automated nowadays. Like you talk to a robot, or you have to leave a voicemail and we'll call you back. It's so annoying. Anyway, so he calls them and he has to leave a voicemail, but he's just trying to confirm his time, you know? And I was trying to help him, but he wanted to do it on his own, naturally. So grandpops can be so stubborn sometimes. Anyway, so he calls them 3 times. All 3 times he gets the voicemail, and all 3 times he leaves a voicemail. I don't want to curse. Okay, I'll curse just this one time, just because it feels spicy on my tongue. But every voicemail was him going, fucking bullshit. And then he hung up. And then I took him to that appointment that same day. And in my head, I'm like, oh, please don't recognize his voice. Please, while I'm here, just don't. Anyway, so they find him in the plane, in the bathroom. And he was arrested and charged with multiple felonies, including burglary and tampering with critical infrastructure, which I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't know how he would be tampering with, maybe because he broke in. Maybe that's why he would tamper with it if he broke in. Makes sense. So they said that the incident itself cost $2,400. I guess he has to pay it. And then also they said that he was on parole in Louisiana for a previous burglary. So he got in a lot of trouble. They probably brought him back to Louisiana. You know, like when you hear something like he was extradited, extradition hearings, I always thought extradition hearings were like these crazy things from what I've seen on TV, like court dramas and stuff like that. And I always thought they were wild. And then I sat a couple extradition things, and it is so boring. It's just like, here, sign this paper. You're coming from this state to this state. And that was it. They didn't get anything where like they're breaking down doors like, we're extraditing you over here. You know, they didn't do any of that. I was actually kind of disappointed. If you just heard my air kick on, eventually I'll have soundproof things in here. It's going to look so cool, and I can't wait to show you and share pictures. You know, sorry, I had to stop because my son was coming in, and I forget what I was talking about because I had to stop the recording because he says, do you like your podcast, Mom? And I say, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, don't catch me on video because I'll cancel you or something like that. So I never know what he's going to yell. So I stopped the recording, but I don't remember what I was talking about. And that was really all I had to talk about. Like these crime cases, you know, was all I was going to talk about. And I think I said that already, like twice in a row. So yeah. Also, I think I want to co-host. It would be more fun to like talk to someone else, you know, instead of me talking by myself and then like answering my own questions. That's a little weird. And yeah, so maybe I'll get a co-host. I don't know who. I mean, Burkle Pants could be my co-host. I'll just set up a camera on her, but she'll be sleeping the whole time. She won't even like make funny faces. Sometimes she makes funny faces because her lip gets stuck like up in her tooth, and she's always like, it's kind of funny. But yeah, I hope you guys like this episode. It's not long, I don't think. Maybe this weekend's episode might be long. Maybe, hopefully, it's going to be exciting. But yeah, I hope you liked this one. And I hope you tell a friend about it. And you're like, I keep looking down because my microphone, I usually have this microphone here. But the cord is gone. So I don't use it anymore. It sticks up. And I'm usually like, I look at the microphone when I talk because there's nowhere else for me to look at. Like I have my notes up on the screen. So sometimes I'll look at that. And then that's the camera that I'm looking at, but my face is down here, which is why I keep looking in that direction to make sure I don't look weird, but look at my fancy new microphone. I like it. I like it a lot. Also, I thought someone was knocking at the door, but I was looking through Dumb and Dumber videos to show my husband so that we can laugh at them together so we can see how funny that Dumb and Dumber is, that one. And I am sad to report that there wasn't that many funny clips that I could share. It's just a movie that I quoted all the time. I knew what Dumb and Dumber was, but I never watched it. And I always thought Dumb and Dumber was funnier. And my husband would always tell me, no, it's not. So yeah, I'm just reporting to you that I may have to agree just a little bit. But yes, I'm super excited that I just did this and that you're here to listen to it. And I hope you didn't miss me too much, but you probably did. Just kidding. That's all I have for this episode. I have some stuff planned for this podcast for in the future, and I'm still working on a merch store. I've been talking about that for a while. It's a long time to do stuff, especially when I do everything myself, but that should be coming soon. And I'm super duper excited about it. And also I'm going to be doing a giveaway, but I'm not talking about that yet. I'm just mentioning it. But thank you for letting me babble to you all the time. And I hope you like it. Love it. The song of the week this week, which I'm super duper excited about, that I get to play her on here twice. She was supposed to be on the episode a couple weeks ago, and then I didn't do it, so I feel bad. But this song is called Cemeteries, and it's by Bela, but it's spelled Beila. But I hope you listen to it because it's amazing. Go stream it and scream it. Stay weird, stay curious, go be kind to someone for no reason, and go be amazing.
Cemeteries on my commute to work makes me think too hard about the time that I've got left on earth. The legacy that I'll leave, what the engraving on my headstone will read. Was I enough to keep a fire burning in someone? Can only hope that they'll remember me for who I was, not my mistakes or all the shortfalls that led me astray. I'll never know. I've always been the outcast, too short and extra loud, playing picture perfect just to try and make my parents proud. I know I'm still the weak link, and once I'm gone I'm scared I still won't belong. I learned to hide all of the greatest things about myself. Thought they were flaws, but eventually I figured out rewriting me isn't a story worth remembering. I'll let her go. Let her go. In the aftermath, I sit alone in silence. Nothing's happened yet. I'm a silhouette, just going through the motions. No one taught me how to cope with existential dread. I'm stuck in my head, better than in the ground. The afterlife will wear me down fast. Will they move me slow out of house and home? I strung psychosomatic changes to abrupt damage. Not a trial run, the damage is done. Wish I were anything to anyone. Passing cemeteries. My time still hasn't come yet. Nothing is set in stone. Anxious as I wait, 'cause any day now life could come and go. I'll try to make the most of it, hold memories in place and put off my fate. Don't wanna waste any second of the time allotted. Say my goodbyes and try to do all the things I promised. Knowing what I know, would it be easier to die alone? I'll never know.
This summer, whatever you're watching, baseball, golf, soccer, racing, DraftKings has you covered for every single moment of it. The DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states, bringing the game straight to your fingertips wherever you are. From Florida to Texas to California, you're in on the excitement at the speed of sports. Follow every buzzer beater, every walk-off, every photo finish. Sweat the moments that matter in real time with a seamless experience built for the biggest season of the year. No matter where you're watching, you're always connected and in the game with one app. New DraftKings customers, sign up with code SCOUT. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. Includes all markets. That's code SCOUT in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms at dkng.co/predictions promo.